Alright guys, we're going to go over a couple bugs on the ASRock Taichi. This is my setup right now. It is just on my floor. It is Fury X that I haven't finished stripping the paper off of yet, and knocked to a UH12S, I think it is. 3600 G-Skill C15. It's on a 1200 watt power supply. Plenty of power. So, anyway, let's get to it. Cleared CMOS. And we are going to cover bugs that need to be fixed in this video and a workaround for one of the bugs. So, get my screwdriver and get the business here. After we are done, for my convenience of consolidating both videos in one, I'm going to throw this chip into this board, which is heavily abused. Just to see if the bug exists on that board, because I've been told that my chip is broken. It broke from LN2. It's never been on LN2. It's a totally different, another story for another day, and I'm aggravated to even have to deal with it. But so, first thing we're going to go over is the LLC bug. I'm aware of this bug. I actually had it fixed on the X399. I came in late on the X370 platform. I came in late on Ryzen in general. I did not come in late on Threadripper. And I busted my hump on that X399 and fought tooth and nail to get it right. It's still not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than this board is right now. So, like I said, I don't know who was working on this board. I don't know who was doing feedback for ASRock on this board, but it is in horrible shape. It has been in horrible shape. It's not a bad board. It just needs BIOS work. So, let's get to it. So, the thing that I know annoys the hell out of me. So, level 3, I'm not going to use because I want to show you this. So, you go to fixed mode, bang, it changes to level 3. Alright? So you set this to level 5, you go to offset mode, boom, it changes it to level 3. It keeps changing the LSC. Now, if you set this level LSC to level 5, we change this offset mode, it sets it to level 1. Level 1 is aggressive. Anyway, this board already overvolts, and I have to undervolt it and run at level 3 and undervolt it just to keep it at this voltage I want. In fact, I should probably be running it at level 4, if anything. But, I mean, it's just annoying that if you set it and then you go in and start playing with the voltage, it just decides to do whatever the hell it wants to do. So, annoying bug number 1. Annoying bug number 2, or not really annoying bug number 2, I would say redundant annoying thing number 2. So, most of us, and I'd love for you guys to comment at the bottom of the video, this way ASRock can read their comments, because they don't seem to think, and I've tried to get rid of this on the X399 board, they don't seem to think that people use this the way I'm using it. They seem to think that people use the DRAM timings a different way. So this is what I do. I load XMP, and then I go in here and I adjust my timings. Now, I'm guessing that a lot of people do this. However, ASRock thinks people leave this main page, which is the OC tweaker, and they go into advanced, and then they go into AMD CBS, and then they go into DRAM timing configuration and mess with the memory from here. I don't do it here. In fact, I don't like doing stuff in hex either. It's stupid. 2C. It's just dumb. And the more stuff you change and set, it's like all in 2C, and no one does it like that. It's so much easier just to go load XMP, go to DRAM timings, and set your timings to 14, 14, 14, 14, 28, like everybody else does. You know? It's way easier. People don't use that other page. I've been asking them to remove it, so if you would like to see it gone and you think it's confusing and you use the memory this way, say, hey, I'd love to see that thing deleted too. If you would love to see the load line calibration bug fixed, say, hey, that shit's annoying. I'd like to see them fix that. Maybe it'll get their butts in gear. I don't know. But it's worth a shot, right? Alright, so we'll load all up settings. Now, I'm not going to go over how not to do it. I'm just going to tell you how to get around the multiplier bug. Actually, I should probably show you the multiplier bug in action. So, typically, this is how I have always used this board from day one when I got it. I go to manual, I set my overclock, which would be 4 gig, in this case 4000, and then I would go down here and I would set fixed mode, and I would go and set 1.4 volts because usually that's what it takes for 4000 on these chips, and then I would save it and I would load. And I leave AM4 training on. It works. Leave it alone. It takes longer to boot, yes, but it actually boots and applies the settings. So leave it on. I only do the 2 count. I don't go 4 count. I don't go 0 count. I just do the 2 count, and it's 99.9% of the time, if my settings are dialed in right, it works. If they're not dialed in right, then 4 times will work, but you're probably not going to be stable anyway. So, anyway. And I will pull you guys in. Sorry about the camera. Let's see what we got for a CPU speed. Sorry about my fingers. And as you can see, our CPU speed is not the 4000 we set in BIOS. We just got multiplier bugged by the ASRock board. More like bugged by the ASRock BIOS. So, how do we fix this? One way that I did fix it on some chips was to fire this up on manual. So one way I fixed this on one of my other chips was to set this back to auto. It sets back to 3. And then just use this voltage. Unfortunately, some of these chips this does not work on, and this was reported by users. And sometimes I'll get a post, sometimes I won't. But usually, that postcode right there, 78, is what happens. So, for some chips, that might work. But for the really bad bug chips, it does not work. It is not reliable, it does not work. So, that leads us to clear the CMOS and try another way. Here goes. Now you can try to clock higher than 3.8 if you want. I found that the board with the current bug is limiting the chips. It's just not stable. I also noticed the same thing on the X399 prior to launch, and I got around it using B-Clock. And then we got a BIOS that didn't allow B-Clock, so that kind of sucked. But there was like an artificial clock wall at 3.8, and I think this board has it. I really do, because I know what this chip can do in other boards, and it's not doing it. It's just not doing it. It should be doing it. There's no reason why this board is not capable of doing it, but I think that the artificial wall is related to the P-state bug. I'm not sure why. But I believe it's related. So I'm going to load this XMP setting just for kicks, just to show you that it works at 3200. And the rest of the settings, I'm just going to leave them alone for now. Good enough for now settings. So, to get rid of this bug, cool and quiet disabled, C6 mode disabled. Go to AMB CDS, then common options, core performance boost disabled, custom P states, go here, custom, go here, 98 for 3.8, and then I think I did 28 was it, to bring the volts down to 1.3, because you don't need 1.35 volts for 3800. And then you hit and save changes. And it F9'd me, awesome. So maybe it didn't like that. Memory thrown in there all at once. Oh, you know what? I think I had 3600 on the memory. Now the great thing about F9 codes is it resets everything. So now, because if I forgot to set the memory down to 3200, I have to go through and reset everything. And when I say resets everything, if you go into like the AMD CBS or PBS or DRAM timing settings, like DRAM options, like not gear down, but bank group swap alt, and all that stuff, it changes them. Which in this case is probably not going to hurt me, and I'm pretty sure I've changed the P state, so yeah, I tried to boot it 3600, that was the problem. So let's do this all over again. We got that done, we got the timings in, we'll go to advanced, CBS, then common options, and core performance boost. As you see, it got reset, so disabled, custom P states, P state 0, custom 98, and we'll go down here, set 28, 3 volts, drop the voltage down, and we'll go into CPU configuration, home quiet disabled. So these stay, but a lot of the stuff in PBS does not stay. So just make sure that if you fail an overclock because of a stupid bonehead move like I just did, that you double check. So I think that's about it for getting it to work. Let's try this again. Apparently this is not a 3600 IMC chip. C14 with default volts. Surprise, surprise. All right. and we are at 37.99. And if we run like Cinebench, the other thing I wanted to note is that when you have the bug and you don't change those settings that we changed for the P states, it's most of the software to overclock them doesn't work. This score is probably going to be, I don't know, you should be getting about 1700 with 3200. Of course, I'm untuned. I just threw main timings in and that was it. So I don't know if it's going to be that good, but 1710 is pretty good. 1700's, a little under 1700 is 1694, but I'm untuned. Current point in time, just primary timings. So that is a normal score for this tune. It's what I would expect. If you wanted the clocks to drop, you could set cool and quiet enabled. But if you want a fixed overclock with P state, this is how you do it. I would rather everything just work the way it's supposed to. It's 1698. I mean, this is typical. Ryzen jumps around, 10, 15 points. It's not even one. This chip is really good, and I think when you have CPB and disabled, the VID on this chip is like really low, and I think that might be what is screwing with the new AGISAs or some of the BIOS code. Because if you pull up, I think it was hardware info, you can actually pull the VID on the chip. And all my new chips have really low VID. So here's what's going on. This, I think, is part of the problem. You've got VID. This is my VID for this chip. It is below 1 volt. Now my 1700 Pros also have this same exact problem. I think one of the chips is a 1.090 chip, and let's see. I got some stuff written down. So let's see what I've got written on my chips, just for kicks. We'll take my rubber bands off. And so this one has 3600 IMC written on it. It is not stable. It's just bootable without any problems at 3600. It's probably a 3466 chip. You'll probably need a 3733 chip to be stable at 3600. Anyway, so 1.090, that's a 1700 Pro. The voltage is really low on all the chips that I've seen that have the bug. It's very low, default VID. So I'm thinking that that's like part of the problem. It's related. Somehow it's related. I think it's so low that it's screwing with the P state registers, and it just doesn't recognize it, and it gets stuck in a. The voltage is so low, it gets stuck in a P2 state. I think it is PO, P1, P2. So it gets stuck in like a P2 state, and it just doesn't know any better because the voltage is so damn low. I mean, that voltage that we were seeing in there was like 1.35. That's like core performance boost. That's the 4.1 boost or whatever. That's the max voltage, the very max. I've seen chips when they first launched up to 1.55. So we're talking a whole 0.20 volts lower. I know one of my chips was like a 1.55 chip, and default volts was, I don't know, even with core performance boost off, it was like a 1.3 something volt chip. So that VID, I think that's screwing with stuff. And ASRock has some register that they need to change something. I'm almost positive of it. Now if I go to use K10 stat, or K, I'm so used to DNAP, K17 stat, if you look, if I go to clear this, I believe it might work, I'm not sure. It might work if I kill, I think it was C6 core that I was killing. Fly. And there it goes, 38.99. So you kill C6 state and it just works. Now if you look here, 0.9 volts. 0.9 volt was the 2200. So that's, you know, 0.981 VID and 0.90 on the thing. I swear to God that these chips are, for whatever reason, seeing a P2, and what is my P2? 2200 megahertz, which is exactly what I put it at. So you can go up in volts too. I mean, everything works once you put these settings in. You can go up to 4 gig, you can do all kinds of crud. I don't know if this is a 4 gig chip in this board. With P states, it wasn't like the super happiest thing in the world before. So let's see. Is it a 4 gig chip? This is only on my Noctua 12S. Probably gonna be like 1750s or something like that. 1774. So I mean, it's close to the 1800 mark, which 4 gig should hit. I mean, the chip's not bad. There's nothing wrong with the chip. It's not broken. It's just, I think the newer chips has such default voltage. This chip does like 3.8 at 1.2 volts. You don't even need this kind of voltage. In fact, this is probably way too much voltage for this particular chip. This chip is more like Threadripper. I could probably do this at 1.3. Let's find out. 1.3 volts and run. Oh, no, it crashed. But they're definitely lower volt chips. Anyway, we've tested that chip, and because I changed the multis, that's the other thing, because I changed the multis in Windows, it's all screwed up now, and I screwed with the voltages, so you end up getting a postcode 78 again, which sucks. So that's why we say 3800 max. Don't screw with anything else, because when you screw with other stuff, it just does not boot. So, I'm going to put you guys over here for a minute. Watch what I'm doing. Some user on YouTube commented and called me an amateur. It was pretty funny. Called me an amateur because I am using no anti-static strap. And of course my response to him was, why would I be concerned about the anti-static strap if I'm not playing with my cat? I don't have a shag rug in here, which this is all linoleum. And I'm not wearing a wool sweater or any of that stuff. You can touch the stuff. It helps if you just grab something metal before you do it. I mean, this is an iconic thing. You get these YouTube clowns. You know, oh, you're an amateur, but yet, where's your Guinness record for, I don't know, overclocking? Yep, I'm an amateur. Okay. Sounds good to me. I don't really care about that thing anyway. I just throw it around. I bring it out when people call me amateurs. So, anyway. Been doing this for a while. You can touch motherboards without breaking them, despite what some people say. In fact, I don't know any overclockers that actually sit there and take the time to get out an anti-static strap. And I have been to facilities at Asus and Gigabyte, and guess what? They ain't using anti-static straps. They don't have time to sit there and test 20 boards with 3 different BIOSes and break out an anti-static strap every time they swap something. So, gotta love all the people on YouTube that know everything. And this thing does not want to stay up. It is annoying, so I'll just put it over here and work on this. Try to put it over here. Try to stay up. Thank you. Alright, I'm not going to put the other air cooler on this. I don't feel like swapping it out right now. So, you look at that. I've got pink anti-static foam underneath. Imagine that. See this board? Hey, look at this. So I was told that if I threw my motherboard that was on cardboard onto a motherboard box, that it was going to anti-static itself. But this is the way the board was shipped to me from the factory, with a plastic cover over it and a cardboard box. Yeah, it's got this on the bottom. Bare inside cardboard. It's gonna get shot. Aces, you guys are amateurs. Stop making motherboards. Guy on YouTube knows everything. I don't need to hook up the small one, but I'm just gonna do it. I like overkill. I need to go get this CPU. So I just wanted this to be seen on the video. No sleight of hand. We are going to pull this CPU out of this particular board. If I can find my screwdriver. Somewhere around here, I've got like a bunch of them. Okay, we'll use this one. So, no sleight of hand. Oh, watch carefully. I really hate this cooler. I wish AMD had sent the 140s with, as you can see, well, I had okay contact. Not perfect, but okay. Wish AMD had sent the NH140 coolers, because they seem to be just a lot better. In fact, mine came with an industrial fan. They call it a Noctua Industrial. I actually went and bought this fan at Micro Center because the Noctua Industrial was so annoying. It had some kind of pitch to the fan noise, and it was just driving me nuts. So I actually went and got another fan for it by Noctua. I'm just going to put a little bit of paste down here. This is not a scientific overclock. This is just to clarify a bug. We are not even going to bolt down the cooler if I can find it. There we go. We're just going to put the cooler in here. If I can remember which one is the CPU fan. CPU fan. Mount the cooler. Get some pressure. And call it good. this is my little cool keyboard mouse, but actually forgot how sucky it is to use a laptop without a real mouse. So, but it kills two birds with one stone for me. Where is this? Alright, if I remember correctly, we want this one down on this end. The other one is on the other end. Alrighty. You guys really don't understand that orientation, do you? Force me to put a bracket on you? This board has been benched on LN2. This. Maybe that. Keep you in place. That's a little better. So, we've got power, we've got everything in there, and now we are going to boot the Asus with the same chip that we had in the ASRock board that had all kinds of problems booting up and multiplier problems. Oh, we'll watch this and see what happens. Oh, we get a white light. That means we're booting. Alrighty. New CPU sold, sure. Alright, so we'll optimize defaults. Okay. And by the way, this BIOS version is 1501, 728, 2017. I believe this is 106B, 728 August, I don't know, whatever. 1501 BIOS. I was told it fixed the multiplier bug, so we'll just go DOCP standard 3200. I am not going to play with the timings. I'm just going to leave it all alone. I'm going to look at the voltage. See the voltage? Now this one's recognizes the voltage right, and ASRock was not recognizing it right. This is a 1.155. So anyway, I'm going to set manual mode 1.4 volts, and I'm going to set the CPU frequency to 40. Well, no, I don't want even tune ready. 10. And it is booting right up. Now, it's probably going to go through some crap with loading Windows again, because I just changed. So, I will apply some pressure while it's thinking. Stay on there, CPU sync. He's setting up my video drivers now. All right. And look at that, $39.91. Boots right up, no problems. Voltage is right up there where it belongs. Let's try and hang it up. Let's do a reboot. I need to put something over here so this damn thing stays up. Or put you guys over here, actually. I'll stick a USB stick under here. Stay. God, I wouldn't kill to have my old cameras back that I had in this room. And it's sagging again. Ah! Having nothing but drama doing this. There we go. Alright, so let's hang it up. First of all, let's run this on a bench real quick. See if it crashes. I actually binned all these chips on this board. And this is with the stock cooler, so, I mean, of course it's going to crash. But anyway, we made it crash. So, let's see what happens on a reset now. CPU is still at $39.91. No problems. No multiplier bugs. I don't know what ASUS that ASRock tested, but it was not this one, and it was not with this BIOS, which is once again 1501 7/28/2017. I actually believe that is a public BIOS on the site, not a beta. So we crashed and it didn't screw it up. Let's try a restart and hang it up. See if we get those postcode 78s or any of those weird postcodes that we were getting with ASRock. And it restarted fine, and it It's still at $39.91, which is 4 gig. Alright, so let's try one more thing. We'll try and shut it down. And we'll power back up. Cold start. And once again, no crazy postcodes. Other than that crazy postcode saying that you don't know how to type in your password. Yep, definitely don't know how to type in my password on this stupid keyboard. Once again, it's $39.90. I'm just curious, what happens if we do this? I like to torture silicon, so I want to see this really quick. Oh, no. Stock cooler can't handle 4 gig. Anyway, there you have it. I think I pretty much verified that my CPU is not broken from running on L2. AMD did not send me a broken chip. My chip has not been staticked. For the person out there that thinks static is like worse than cancer, there's nothing wrong with the chip. I put the chip in another board and it works. And there's nothing wrong with the ASRock board. It actually works. It has some bugs, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with the board. I had another board that did the same exact thing. It's not the board. Board's not broken. I just went and bought this board. This board's brand new because they have my board and my CPU, and I couldn't do this video without it. So I went and got another board, which is annoying in itself that I should even have to do this to fix their product, but whatever. I think they got a good board. I just want it fixed. So, same problem in another taichi, same exact problem. Verified that the chip is not bugged, it's not broken. Verified that the bug is fixable because this board had the bug and now it doesn't. So, hopefully, this is enough incentive to get ASRock to fix this BIOS, because this is actually a badass board when it works. So, that's the end of the video, and hopefully you guys understand now how to get around the bug until they fix it. If they fix it. Thanks a lot.